Ohio voters last fall continues to have repercussions for the unborn and their mothers. Last Friday, a county judge blocked enforcement of Ohio's 24-hour waiting period before abortion as a lawsuit seeking to overturn the law entirely continues through the courts. The judge also put on hold a requirement for a mother to have 2 in-person visits with the abortionist and receive information about the developing baby as well as the abortion procedure to be used. Attorney General Dave Yost, who is pro-life, said he will appeal the judge's ruling. Abortion is legal in Ohio to 22 weeks. Upcoming ballot amendments also were in the news this week. Last week, I said that 2 states with laws protecting most babies from abortion could be impacted by the passage of ballot amendments. That was a mistake. There are 3: South Dakota, Florida, and Missouri. My apologies to Missouri for my oversight. Pro-lifers and pro-aborts in Missouri this week filed legal challenges to the proposed amendment. The Pro-Life Challenge says voters are not being informed about the laws that could be overturned if the amendment passes. The hearing date has not been set for that challenge. Abortion advocates are worried that the amendment as written will scare off supporters who might favor some limits on the procedure. The amendment says a yes vote will enshrine the right to abortion at any time of a pregnancy in the Missouri Constitution. Additionally, it will prohibit any regulation of abortion, including regulations designed to protect women undergoing abortions, and prohibit any civil or criminal recourse against anyone who performs an abortion and hurts or kills the pregnant woman. The pro-aborts say the language is intentionally argumentative and likely to create prejudice against the measure. The trial is set to start September 4th. There was more good news from New York this week, where a judge ruled against a change to that state's ballot initiative. Abortion advocates want the proposed Equal Rights Amendment to explicitly include the word abortion, but Judge David Weinstein ruled that the amendment's actual impact on abortion is complex and likely to become the subject of future court battles. I lack the requisite crystal ball to predict how the proposed amendment will be interpreted in particular contexts, Weinstein said in his ruling. Nebraska last week became the 10th state where abortion will be on the ballot in November, but voters there will have 2 proposals to vote on, one pro-life and one pro-abortion. Most babies are protected from abortion after the 12th week in the state, and the pro-life petition would write that law into the state constitution. Abortion advocates are pushing an amendment that would allow abortion until 24 weeks and later if the life or health of the mother was imperiled. That's the vague wording that allows abortion without limits. Voters could approve both measures, so the one receiving the most affirmative votes will be adopted, according to Secretary of State Bob Evnen. The pro-life organization 40 Days for Life has filed a complaint with the IRS over the Planned Parenthood van that was parked near the venue for the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. 40 Days for Life told the IRS that Planned Parenthood, in using its abortion ban, may have engaged in potentially prohibited political activities that could impact the tax-exempt status of the abortion provider. The mobile clinic performed free vasectomies and gave away chemical abortion pills to participants of a nationwide political rally for one party, the complaint said. That suggests direct or implicit endorsements of a certain party, platform, and candidates, which would qualify as prohibited political activities under U.S. nonprofit rules. Targeting political parties and candidates with free abortions and other in-kind gifts is strictly prohibited by the IRS, a basic rule that every nonprofit understands, said 40 Days President and CEO Sean Carney. June Medical Services in Louisiana was among the worst of the nation's abortion providers until the state passed laws protecting most babies from abortion and closed it. Now the operator of that killing center could be on track to open another abortion business, this one in Pensacola, Florida. The Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration denied the application submitted by July Medical Services, but an administrative law judge ruled that the Louisiana facility's public health and safety violations should not prevent the same abortion profiteers from trying again. The application now goes back to the health agency for final action. It's interesting that the abortion business seems to be counting its chickens before they hatch by assuming a pro-abortion ballot amendment will be approved by voters in November. Recent polls have shown that the measure does not have the 60% support it would need to pass in Florida. And finally, earlier this summer, Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey spent $1 million in taxpayer funding to launch a campaign seeking to dissuade mothers from seeking the services of pregnancy help centers. Now the centers are fighting back. The American Center for Law and Justice has filed a lawsuit in federal court on behalf of Your Options Medical, which operates 4 pregnancy centers in the state. The suit alleges the state initiative amounts to an unconstitutional violation of free speech and of equal protection rights for those who run the pregnancy crisis centers. The plaintiffs also argue that the state is subjecting them to religious discrimination. And that's what's making news this week. I hope you have a safe and blessed Labor Day weekend and that you will always remember